The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Hello and welcome into Week 10 of the Mike Clowney Show as Carson-Newman collects its largest margin of victory on the road in 7 seasons. Eagles triumphant over the University of Virginia's College at Wise and the Highland Cavaliers 52-7. I'm Adam Cavalier, the voice of the Eagles, alongside Carson-Newman head football coach Mike Clowney. Mike, a lot went right on Saturday afternoon. Offense was consistently handed short fields. Offense consistently scored, and well, so did your defense. Carson-Newman's defense beat Wise 14-7 on Saturday. What did you see from your team? And arguably, we said last week your most complete game of the season. I would argue that Saturday surpassed it.
I think that's true. I think if you could go draw it up on paper, your ideal situations, I think we pretty much kind of fell into all of them to where you can, score on defense, consistently get short fields, finish those short fields off with touchdowns primarily. And so I thought our guys did a really good job.
First time since 2013 that Carson-Newman collects 2 defensive touchdowns in a game. It was Jacob Coleman and Javaris Neal the last time it happened. They waited until the second quarter and third quarter against Newberry to help clinch a playoff spot in 2013. William Johnson III was a little bit quicker. First play from scrimmage is a pick 6. Haven't gone back to see if that's happened before, a defensive touchdown on the first play from scrimmage, but I don't think you could ask for a better start.
No, you couldn't. Will saw the route, did a great job of jumping the route, and he kind of comes in. I'm like, during the game, I'm like, what is he doing? Well, he reaches the ball across the goal line to get the score. But I thought that was a great effort from him, on some concepts that our guys had talked about during the week. He saw it, jumped it, was able to make a play to get us on the board early.
Mixed defenses quite a bit, and that seemed to bother, or I should say mixed coverages quite a bit, and that seemed to bother Wise. It felt like for the first quarter and a half, any pass that was thrown, you had a guy at least somewhere close with a chance to get a hand on the ball and potentially intercept it.
Yeah, and you saw that with Kendall's interception. Jet had one that, we jumped off sides. Mm-hmm. It was a 50-50 ball that they threw up, but he got his hands on it and intercepted it. And so I thought our guys, from a game plan standpoint, had a good concept of what was going on and was able to kind of put that plan into action.
The yardage, if you look at it, say, only 340 yards of offense. That's weird. Now, when you're scoring, you didn't take a snap on your side of the 50 until 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and it was 1 snap, and it was from your own 49. Short fields all day long. The offense capitalized on it. How much did that help the mentality? I suppose that you've only got 45 yards on average to go put it in the end zone.
Yep, I think that's one thing that we as coaches talk about all the time is how deceptive stat sheets can be. The big thing you want to do is take advantage of your opportunities. So we had several opportunities with short fields, and the stat that matters is that you were able to take advantage of those, and get touchdown scores off of them.
Perfect in the red zone probably deserves its own little tick mark as well. Carson-Newman gets the job done over UVA Wise 52-7. We break down the first half and we get back after these messages on the Mike Clowney Show.
Sure, we've been around a while, 171 years to be exact. We know the power of a liberal arts-based Christian education and the tremendous potential of what can be found on this campus, within this community. We are adventurers, dreamers, believers, passionate and compassionate, curious and clever, driven by a common purpose towards a common goal.
I found my passion.
I found purpose.
We are Carson-Newman.
What will you find?
All right, back in the Mike Clowney Show as Carson-Newman prevails over UVA Wise 52-7. Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head football coach Mike Clowney. Mike, a first half where you dropped 28 points in a quarter for the 17th time since 2001 as a program. And did so, again, we talked about the defensive touchdowns, but did so largely in the first half through the air. Jerron Newsom finds the end zone for a second consecutive week. Jalen Washington, his first career touchdown catch is the 7th longest reception in school history. What have those guys done at receiver to grow and develop to complement Cade Meeks?
You know, I think we've talked about at the beginning of the year, just kind of making sure that we could bring that group along. You know, I think, Cade's kind of really been unstable. But then just watching those other guys just kind of as the season kind of transitioned, you start seeing a lot of things that our coaches and players were doing at the beginning of the year start to kind of equate into some success for them. You know, being able to really understand the routes, understand the concepts, understand how they fit versus different coverages to find the space that we need to find. And now that they kind of get that, they're being able to put themselves in position to make plays.
UVA Wise did not give up a lot of yardage on the ground in the first half, just 1.7 yards a carry at the halftime break. How crucial was it to get the ball in the air to complement what the Cavs were doing to stop the run?
I think when you go back and watch the game, even during the game, we were having a hard time, moving the ball on the ground. But that was because they were committed to stopping the ground game. So that's when it's important to be able to go to the air, to not allow people to just stop one phase of the game. When they prepare for you, you want them to have to be able to prepare for both phases, which minimizes what they can do.
We talked about Will Johnson's pick six to start the game. Your other defensive touchdown, Major Williams, gets a scoop and score. He continues to find ways to put the ball in the end zone, even though he's not on offense. This will move him back into the top 5 for most non-offensive touchdowns among active players in Division II. Phenomenal play. Ja'Cory Long and Jameer Augustine combined for a strip sack, and the ball falls into Major's breadbasket, and he makes a couple guys miss to score. He has transformed. I struggle to use that too because it feels like he's been this way. You get that. You get the 2.5 tackles for loss. No defensive back in Carson-Newman history has more tackles for loss in a season than Major Williams. Break down his development to, I guess, bypass Darius Williams' record for tackles for loss in a season and become this. He is all over the place.
Major's a good player. He's a good student. Both over here and out on campus. He's a good student. He's a good player. He's a smart kid. He loves football. And the thing that does is it gives you opportunities to kind of do a lot of different things with him. He's going to be a football coach. And so he just kind of he gets the game, in a way that a lot of guys don't, from the standpoint that he's willing to look at the details. And then the effort part of it, just from him, I think just the love of football. A lot of times when you say that ball just kind of pops in his hand, I always say luck is a result of preparation and opportunity meeting. And, he's prepared, he runs to the football, the ball goes up, and then there's his opportunity, and he takes advantage of it. Just overall, just him as a player and as a person, I think his development, that just kind of into that cohesive, person, player, that whole thing is kind of really giving him a chance to just be able to be in different positions, to do different things, which creates opportunities, which he's been able to now take advantage of.
And that's SID's dream too, because he's the one that reminded me that he had
the
record. Which is appreciated, because then I don't have to go back and look and double check.
From a coach's standpoint, it's not. But he is a smart kid. He knows what all this stuff is.
Obviously, you had that score in the second quarter. Third straight week with a made field goal. The kicking game has developed after weeks of trepidation, and a lot of this borne out by the fact that Christian Irwin was hurt at the start of the year, and you got him back last week. But Andrew Seibert has developed into a field goal kicker. 3 straight weeks where you can put 3 on the board. Again, we've talked a lot today about development. feels like across the board, offense, defense, special teams, guys are taking massive steps forward here as you get toward the end of the year.
You know, that's where you wish I'm sitting and I'm like, you wish you had more football to play.
Yeah.
Because this group's gotten to the point they understand things and they're a lot of fun to coach. You know, and that's where you talk about that with Christian going out. You know, you've got a field goal kicker, then you don't have a field goal kicker. And Andrew, like we said like a couple weeks ago, we brought him in to punt. But, you know, just overdoing it for 8 weeks and kind of being intentional about his work, you know, has gotten to the point to where I think, what did he make, like 6 extra points, and then he made field goal.
He's a candidate for special teams player of the week. Genuinely. Pins wise inside their 15 twice on punts.
Yep. And then, you know, Christian, I mean, we get a ball to die, kick off the die on the 1 yard line where they have to pick it up to where we get it tackled inside the 10. So just watching that development, it's really helped us, you know, be able to take advantage of the other stuff that we talked about earlier in the show with field position.
38-0, the halftime lead for Carson-Newman over UVA Wise. And here are the first half highlights.
Wide receivers to the wide side right. Corcoran out of the gun. Corcoran throws quickly. Left side. That is intercepted. A pick at the 5. A pick running to the end zone. He's in. Touchdown. Carson-Newman. Will Johnson. A pick 6 on the first play from scrimmage. And the Eagles from the offensive line. So 3rd and 15 again for the Cavs. Right hash at their own 19. Corcoran back to pass. Eagles rush 4. Corcoran floats middle of the field. That's intercepted. Kendall Williams has it. Williams across the 20. And Williams steps out of bounds inside the 20 down at the 17-yard line. Kendall Williams jumps the route and has his first pick of the season. And Carson-Newman offensively in business, leading 7.
Guy like Jelana is the guy, but Jelana is so quick, Adam, that he gives the Eagles a dimension on getting on the edge. And if you don't play that exactly right, you're not going to stop Jelana Pearson until you get a large gain.
1st and goal from the 6 for the Eagles. Right hash at the Cavaliers 6, looking to add to a 7-0 lead. Whitson from the gun takes the snap to give it to Curtis straight ahead. Curtis will waltz in. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Virtually untouched Tyler Curtis. And the Eagles have a 13-0 lead with 11:38 to play in the first quarter. 6 yards.
And that's what happened right there.
5:05 left first quarter, 14-0. Carson-Newman leads UVA Wise. Eagles had a pick 6 on the first play from scrimmage. Wise is a player very slow getting off the field to the near side. Now the ball spotted ready for play for 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Right hash at the Cavalier 33. Whitson out of the gun, takes the snap at the waist. Whitson going to air long, wide open. Jerron Newsom along the left sideline. He snares it at the 2 and strolls in. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Zane Whitson finds Jerron Newsom for a score for a 2nd consecutive week. A 33-yard touchdown connection, and the Eagles have put up 20. 1st and 10 Cavaliers, right hashes at their own 23. Corcoran out of the gun with Gillespie to his right. Handoff goes to Gillespie. He is smashed in the backfield. Mekhi Brown, Major Williams, and Christian Hicks all sandwich him. Either side of Whitson in the gun. Whitson rolls right, going to throw long. Has Jalen Washington wide open. Comes back and catches it at the 50. Washington on his horse along the left sideline. He has burned his defender. Washington is all the way home. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. 83 yards from Zane Whitson to Jalen Washington. And Washington's first touchdown catch is one of the longest passing plays in school history. Eagles have put passes to his own receivers as he has to Carson-Newman defenders. Corcoran will give left side to Gillespie. Nowhere to run for him.
Underneath, it looks like another thing of man coverage to see who watches the quick slants. The Eagles need to watch for the quick slant because that's how they usually have attacked the Eagles when they're in man coverage.
Jackson Ward giving 7 yards of space on Dorian Goddard to the left side of the formation. 2 to the right. Corcoran back to pass. 3-step drop. Pressured. He's grabbed. Corcoran lost the football. Major Williams grabbed it. Williams steps free along the left sideline. Major Williams, nothing but clear Virginia Mountain Air in front of him. He scores. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Major Williams, a 35-yard scoop and score on the strip sack. And Carson-Newman.
They've got to be a little bit tighter and break it down quicker.
3rd and 9 to go for the Eagles. Right hashes at the Cavalier 26. Meeks and Sullins split to the wide side left. Carroll to the short side right. Morrison, the tight end, to the left of the line, with Brackett to the left of Whitson in the gun. Whitson takes the snap, play fake to Brackett, straight drop, airs out to the left sideline. That is complete to Jalen Sullins for first down yardage inside the 10, down at the 6-yard line. Jones made the stop, 20 yards through the air to field goal. In 2 consecutive weeks, can make it a 3rd. This is a 22-yard try, and Seibert, no troubles as he lifts it through the uprights and off the scoreboard.
Those are the first half highlights. Eagles up at the break, 38-0 over UVA. Wise. Mike Clowney, what was your message halftime locker room to your team?
You know, the big thing for us is to go continue the script. You know, we have to be able to come back out, score, get a stop. And, you know, that was a game where hopefully we could get some other guys in and get them involved, you know, especially some of the freshmen that's been traveling all year that hadn't played, or they've been dressing all year and hadn't played, and even some of the older guys that hadn't played as much as you like. You know, you want to put that game in position to be able to get them on the field, to be able to evaluate them and see them play in a real game.
In some respects, it was a classic Carson-Newman football game because you did just that. Most of the starters were out of the lineup by the start of the 4th quarter. Walker Martinez gets an entire quarter under center and gets to throw a touchdown pass to his old high school teammate, now current teammate, in Eli Davis. How special of a moment was that on the sideline?
It's funny. All of our guys kind of caught that. You know, it's like Anderson County for a touchdown, and both of those guys have come in here and done a really good job for us. You know, Eli, you know, started out at linebacker, and just one day, which we knew that there was a potential for him in recruiting, but, you know, he kind of decided on his own one day. He come to me and says, well, you know, I was all-state fullback, tight end. And so it was at a point to where we kind of had a couple guys out there. And so, I mean, he come in and, you know, gives himself a chance to make an immediate impact, you know, not just playing late in the game, but playing, you know, throughout the game. And he's done a very good job there. Walker got his first play earlier in the year against ETSU and got absolutely smoked. He still completed the pass, I think, and just kind of has been a steady Eddie, works his way through things every single day. And just to see them come here together and be able to have that moment together, you know, with the rest of their teammates, I thought was pretty fun.
We've seen him throughout the year make oodles of plays on special teams. He's your leading special teams tackler. But he was all over the place on the field in the 4th quarter. Isaac Bolivar, really showcasing some of the depth that you've developed at linebacker with Luke Myers as well. Both those guys have showed up all year long on special teams. Nice to see them do it on the defensive side of the ball as well.
You know, both were guys part of what we call that core unit on special teams. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I call them they're starters on special teams, which, I mean, they will wind up playing, you know, a good amount of snaps just throughout the special teams because of their effort, what they kind of show up and do every day. You know, Myers, similar to what we just talked about with Anderson, you know, you come here as a quarterback, and you're in that room, and there's only one guy going to play, and you're number 5 on the list, and just trying to find a way to get on the field. You know, decided that he would go to linebacker, knowing that, you know, a lot of that would be just counter him starting out on special teams and working his way up from there, and he's done a great job of taking advantage of it. And, you know, he and Bolivar both in that similar situation to where, you know, like right now, they're doing a great job of giving themselves an opportunity to get on the field and then, you know, develop into playing a lot more.
Carson-Newman gets the job done over UVA Wise. Final score, 52-7. We break down the second half after these messages on the Mike Clowney Show. All right, back on the Mike Clowney Show. Carson-Newman victorious over UVA Wise, 52-7. I'm Adam Cavalier, the voice of the Eagles, alongside Carson-Newman head football coach Mike Clowney. Mike, a second half where, again, played ball control, played keep away, had some long grinded out type possessions to shorten the game. and got your running game going. You're only averaging 1.7 yards per carry at the half, but cut loose on the ground after halftime. Was that just the natural opening things up because your passing game was so effective in the first half?
I think it was just because we were able to score fast and we got points on the board early. And so, you get into the situation now to where you don't want to take a lot of those opportunities in the air. And so your best situation is to be able to ground the ball out. And, when we put in that situation to where we had to run the football to kind of, kill the rest of the game, our guys were able to do it.
Different guys, it feels like week in, week out, do something on the ground. It had been Tyree Nelson the previous 2 weeks. This week, Cam Ferguson does the bulk of the heavy lifting, complemented late by James Maddox, who you ruined the touchdown or first down stat each time that he touches the football. But classic Carson-Newman football, 3-4 yards a carry for James Maddox there late in the game. What did you see from those two younger guys late in the game, delivering the game unquestionably?
Yep, I think I'll start with Cam because early in the season he carried a good bulk of the load, and he's had to share it a little bit more here later in the season. But just to be able to see him get out there and get opportunity, he had two really good, solid, big runs for us. Just kind of being able to kind of still be able to interject himself and make plays. I'm proud of, him and being able to kind of handle that and do that. And then James, James is just hard to stop, especially in short yardage situations. And then just in general, he's a guy that our team rallies behind, because he's consistent. He shows up every day. He's the same guy. He works hard. He only knows one tempo, which is wide open. And so just to be able to see him kind of get into some regular flow, I think all of us were excited about seeing that for James.
The defensive performance, 3 turnovers forced, 7 3-and-outs. Which was the more critical to that game?
Most of the time, I'd say the 3-and-outs, just because you want to make sure that you get stops and get them off the field. But turnovers are, probably the biggest way to change a game fast. And it was something that we really needed because we haven't created a lot of them this season.
Carson-Newman gets the job done over UVA Wise, 52-7. Here are the second half highlights.
And the Eagles were able to get north and south for really the first time today.
1st and 10 Eagles, right hashes at the Cavalier 19. Double barrel shotgun for Zane Whitson. He'll take, play fake to Ferguson. Whitson throwing right side of the end zone. Cade Meeks. Meeks bumped. He grabs it. Did he get his feet down? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Zane Whitson's 3rd touchdown pass of the day finds Cade Meeks his 6th receiving touchdown of the season and his 1st that is traverses fewer than 20 yards to play 3rd quarter. 3rd and goal for the Cavs from the Eagle 11. Dent back to pass out of the gun. Has time, pressured from behind. This time, Ja'Cory Long will not let him loose. Long brings him down between the hashes, back at the 16.
That has allowed the Eagles to do other things because UVA Wise is committed to stop it.
Whitson will give on a counter to the right side for Cam Ferguson, and Ferguson is off and running. He's across the 40, he's across the 45, and knocked down along the right sideline at midfield by Taylor, actually down in Wise territory, down at the 40. Takes, play fake, rolls left, throws left. That's complete to the tight end, Davis. He's in. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Tight end drag to the left side of the goal line. Davis, it's a 5-yard score, and the Eagles have put a 50-burger on the Highland Cavaliers.
All right, those are the second half highlights as Carson-Newman thumps UVA Wise 52-7. When we get back on the Mike Clowney Show, it's time for our Talent Talk. That's after these messages.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
All right, back on the Mike Clowney Show. Carson-Newman triumphant on the road, 52-7 over UVA Wise. Time now for this week's Talent Talk. Walking the field with Andrew Rogers, it's Christian Jones.
Andrew Rogers here with another edition of Talent Talk, here with offensive lineman Christian Jones. Christian, let's start our walk here. I want to go back to your first year here. You're an offensive lineman, but then moved to defensive line middle of the year because of some injuries. What made you such a prime choice to flip?
I really don't know. It kind of surprised me. One day I was just walking through the complex and Coach Lee called me to his office and said, "Are you ready to play some D-line?" So I'm a team player. I was just like, yeah, I'll do whatever for the team, coach. So next thing you know, that Saturday I was starting defensive line.
On that subject of being a team player, how has that kind of built your character? As in, whatever the team needs, I'm there to provide.
It's just like I just have care for other people because I always put myself in other people's shoes, and I just know God gave me talents to where like I can help the team no matter what it is. So I just did my best and prevailed.
Offensively, for you, you had a lot of success in 2021, all sack caliber year, maybe 22. What's allowed you to have success and be a really big part of this offensive line?
I'll say just a lot of work over the summer and just thanks to Coach Ray too. He's helped me a lot and just really built the strength and character and endurance to just go all out and make me who I am today.
Change it up on you here as we go down the final 40 yards or so. What's on top of your bucket list? What's something you want to do?
I really want to travel out the country. I really want to go to like Barcelona, Spain,
okay,
just to get out the States. That'd be on top of my bucket list, just to get out the States.
What is something, or maybe a skill that you don't have that you want to develop as you grow up?
Skill that I don't have that I want to develop.
Could be golfing, basketball, anything hobby-wise that you want to get into.
Maybe I will do golfing. Golfing is like, we went to Top Golf as a team, and I liked it because it was a new experience, but like I want to do it more because I wasn't that good at it. So
yeah,
that'd be a new hobby I learned and just get well with.
How important are relationships with your quarterback, your running backs, and the entire offense as an offensive line unit? How important is it to have good chemistry up front?
It's good to have good chemistry up front because without the front five, nothing can start. So all of us have to be on the same page. And plus, we don't sub like other positions do. So it's good to have chemistry and just be all on the same page at the same time. And so that builds off just, if we all on the same page, then everybody else is on the same page as far as the skilled people.
Christian, I enjoyed the walk. Best of luck the rest of your career.
Yes, sir.
That's Christian Jones. I'm Andrew Rogers on another episode of Talent Talk.
I thank you very much, Andrew. Mike Clowney. Christian Jones was supposed to be our first Talent Talk this season, and then he got hurt week one, but has battled back and certainly a difference maker on your offensive line. What have you seen from him this year? A frustrating year where he has been hampered by injury, but still not too many people, I think, that you'd rather have at left tackle than the Valdosta product.
Yeah, I mean, that's the verse that the Lord never gives more than we can bear. Is really what sticks out to me when I think about Christian. He's a guy that has battled a ton of adversity. He's a super tough kid, and you line up and you pick a guy like he's someone you definitely want to go to fight with. And just the adversity that he's faced since he's been here. He's come in, played his first year, spent a year ineligible. Last spring he lost his brother, and he's been hurt the last 2 years. And so, I mean, he's just a guy that's been through a lot of adversity since he's been here. I know at some point the Lord's going to really use that with him in a super special way. And just to continue to watch him battle back and put himself in position to still find success, you couldn't be more proud of the kid.
Turn your attention to senior day. Not a ton of seniors on this roster. But you get Catawba, a team that is vastly improved from a year ago, and arguably the conference's top passing offense. First, before we focus on the Indians, first let's focus on this senior class. Small, but you've got some pretty substantial people within this class, and especially guys like Christian Bass, Jalon Pearson, Drew Morrison, guys that have been in this program. You've got some four-year seniors, but you've got some super-duper seniors who have been around for a hot minute. What's this group mean to you?
You know, it's a lot because I think, you know, they're really like the transition guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the guys that were like Drew, Jalon, they were in the running back room when I was a running back coach. And so just to be able to kind of watch, you know, them, you know, kind of through this phase, you know, be able to kind of go through it, hang in there, finish out this career, you know, going through a COVID year to where everything's just kind of wild and crazy, and probably be able to, you know, that's what we're talking to them, you know, at the end of this game about like what this game looked like 2 years ago, you know, because there's some of the few that were able to experience it. Even on our team now, you go back and look, I'm like, who was here when we come over here? That was just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And there's not a whole lot of guys that's been here through here, that's experienced that. And, you know, hopefully the thing that we pray that, you know, they've been here and this program has been able to take advantage and use their talents, and hopefully they'll be able to take some things away from this program that'll carry them, you know, not just through life but through eternity.
You bring that up. This group has, I don't think you can understate the caliber of person that they are. How prepared are they to go out and make a difference in this world?
Yeah, I think if you go through this program and you spend 4 years in this university in this program, then to me, like, there's no doubt that you are prepared to go make an impact because of the things that are laid out for them. You know, we give them every opportunity to, you know, get what they need from an academic standpoint to go be the professionals that they need to be in their job. You know, we do everything that we can do, you know, from a character development standpoint for them to be good people, you know, putting them through different things from a leadership standpoint to get them an opportunities to be leaders in their communities, you know, and it's a conscious effort, I think, of all of us here on campus to make sure that when they leave here, they have it. And that's why I always tell them, man, if you're here and you spend this time and you don't take advantage of these opportunities, then it's really senseless. You know, I say that to any student that's on college campuses, to where, you know, you've got resources there to, I say, unpack all your junk and put it back in the suitcase the right way. And so I just kind of, we all have it. I mean, it's just a fact of life. And so, you know, I just encourage all of them, man, to take advantage of this time. I always call college, you know, for me, it's kind of the bridge into life. You know, I think you can jump in the water and you can swim across, but it's a lot harder. You know, when they go and they spend this 4 years in college, it allows a little bit smoother path to cover the water to kind of get you to where you need to go to. And, you know, I just think that, you know, every student here ought to take advantage of that.
All right. I wish we could close on that message, but we do have to talk a little bit about Catawba. Boy, the Indians are improved. You get the sense that there are some Shepherd connections to what Catawba is doing, but one of the most dynamic players in the conference and the receiver Pryor. What sticks out to you about the Indians? You know,
Pryor's a really good player. He's a good player last year. You know, I think the thing that you see we talked about their passing game, like you can see that they're super efficient and organized, and the things that they do from a passing game standpoint, you know, showing a lot more discipline on tape than they showed in previous years, and they're just all around a better football team.
Mike Clowney, pleasure as always. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you. It's Carson-Newman head football coach Mike Clowney. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier. This has been the Mike Clowney Show. Thanks for watching.